Okay, this is the June 22. This is where we left off in class. So I want to jump around and do some different ones with you. The parabola has directrix of y equals 3. So directrixes are aligned either above or below the vertex. In this case, it's above, and I know that because this is y equals 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it says the vertex is at 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so that's the vertex. And that's the directrix. So I know that this is going to be an upside down parabola because the directrix has to be outside of the parabola. If I turned it the other way, it would be inside. All right, so now this is 2 units away here. And the focus is another 2 units equidistant to this one. So this is going to be 1, 2, comma, negative 1. This is the focus. Okay, so it's always equidistant from the directrix. This is number 1. Number 15, if we put in 0 for log and put it in your calculator, you'll come up with 0, 1.4, just straighten your calculator. Now, this one, they want the opposite of y with the same x. So this is 0, negative 1.4. And now you have to think, right? So as x goes to 0, remember that negative sign means it's a fraction. It's 1 over. So as it gets very, very large, the x, it's going to get very, very small. It's going to approach negative infinity. This one, the f of x is going to approach negative infinity because it's a fraction, right? And the x has to, as the x goes further and further, it's going to become smaller and smaller. It's going to go to negative infinity. And for negative 4, right, as we're going towards 0, the number is going to grow up. Log of that number has become very, very big, and then add 2 more to it. So this is number 4. All right, number 16 is a controlled experiment. You're all pretty good with those. Number 17 is an inverse, so we're going to switch x and y. I put x is equal to negative 6y plus 1/2. We're going to subtract 1/2 from both sides. This is x minus 1/2 is equal to negative 6y. Then we divide everything by negative 6. So this becomes negative 1/6 x. When you divide negative 1/2 divided by negative 6, you have to change to multiplication and flip this. So this becomes, that's 1/6, this becomes plus 1/12 is equal to y. So this is choice number 4. Number 3. Right, negative 1/2 x plus 1/12, good. This one here, we have to use that, break this x plus 2 in the numerator into x plus 3 plus 9, right? You have every right to do that, right? Because if you add it together, you combine those terms, it gets us back to the original equation. So then we can divide this by x plus 3, x squared plus 3, and this by x squared plus 3 because of the distributive property. So this is going to become 1 plus 9 over x squared plus 3, which is choice number 2. All right, remember theta is equal to s over r. Our r here in the unit circle is 1, and our s, the distance around the circumference, is 2. So this is simply 2 over 1, which is 2. Choice 2. All right, for number 20, they want to know low tide at 2 o'clock, so the time from midnight to 2, you're going to put in d of 2, and you get a height of 2. right? So you just plug in 2 for t, and you should get 2. What was the maximum depth? Now you have to do 12 is equal to 5 times 1 plus 7. Okay. And this comes out to be 12. I'm sorry, and t is equal to 1. It happens that t equals 1. This one, f of 9. At 9 o'clock. It's out to be 5 times negative 1 plus 2, which is 5 times negative 1 plus 7 plus 2. I have them mixed up. This is this one down here, and this one's the answer. No, not 3, 4. 4 is the answer. All right, here's just a sequence that depends on the time before. So let's see, we have A1, right? So if we want to find A2, we have to do A to the 2 minus 1 plus log of 2 times 2 minus 1. Okay, so A to the 2 is equal to 8, right? Because that's this one here, right? Plus log 2, base 2 to the 1 power, right? So this one, 2 raised to what power is equal to 1? And of course, that's 0, right? Anything raised to 0. So A2 is going to be equal to 8. Now we go to A3, we have to do A3 minus 1 plus log of 4 log of 4 to the n minus 2, which is 2, right? So 3 minus 2 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. All right, so 4 raised to what power? That's a question mark. 4 raised to what power is equal to 2? The answer is a half. Right, so this becomes 8 plus 1/2, which is 8.5. All right, this one, the answer is, these two don't have midpoints, right? There's no min here, no minimum, so there's no midpoint. This one has no max, so at least, if you had something like this, and then you want to know which one has y is equal to 1, that between the value of 1 and 4. Has a maximum value of 4 and a y equals to 1, right? So both of these have y is equal to 1 because of these. And then we have to have the maximum value. This would be negative 3 times negative 1, right? Cosine plus 1. This becomes the 3 plus 1, which is 4. Right, so we could stop. So we have a midline of 4. Right, it's the first term times the highest point, right? Because that's the amplitude. So this one is number 2. All right, this one I fudged up before. Let me see if I can do it straight. This becomes xy. Let's start with the first one. See, I almost did it again. X times x squared is x to the 3rd. This is minus x squared yi. And then this one is negative xy squared. Okay, now let's use this one. This one times this is x squared this one is x squared yi, which is this one. Right, x times x squared yi, right? And then I have all right, let's do it this way. Y times that is x squared is x y squared I squared. Okay? Now this one times this one is x y squared I squared. This one over here doesn't have an I squared, right? And then the last one times the last one is y cubed I. All right, so this one comes down. These two cancel out. This negative I squared becomes 1. So this becomes a positive. So these two cancel out. And I'm left with just minus y cubed I, which is number 4. All right, and then our good friend. So this is yearly, right? And they want to know in times of years in terms of monthly. So we have to take P of t is equal to 500 times, we have to take 1.03 and raise it to the 1/12th power. We have to divide it into 12 parts. Okay, and then 12t up here. So this becomes 1.00247 times 500 raised to the 12t power, which is choice number 1. All right, let's keep going. Does the equation x squared minus 4x plus 13 is equal to 0 have imaginary roots? Well, all we need to worry about is the discriminant, the part under the b squared minus 4ac. A is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 4, and c is equal to 13. Okay, so this becomes the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times c, which is 13. All right, this becomes 16 minus 12, 452, which is negative 36. All right, so this makes it imaginary. All right, that's all I have time for right now. I don't know if I'm going to get to make another one.